What is up? I'm Miguel Antonio, and you are listening to the Live and Create podcast. It's where I interview artists and entrepreneurs about what it means to live a great life and create great things. And before we jump into the podcast, I'd love for you to check out my band, Run With It. Here is a clip from our song, Ghost Like You.
I've been waiting for a ghost like you. I got these walls that you can walk on through. Your voice, it echoes down these empty halls. Your touch is soft, come and break my fall. I've been sleeping when the sun comes up. The days are torture without your touch. Wake up again to the light of the moon. I've been waiting for a ghost like you. You hold me, I'm fading, I gotta let go. Come and save me, take control. Are you my demon or my angel of gold? Is there a heaven you know? Is there a heaven you know? Now I'm waiting for a ghost like you. Now I'm waiting for a ghost like you.
Like what you heard, make sure you check us out at Run With It Band, at Run With It Band, everywhere you follow people at, or go to runwithitband.net. It'll take you to all the different links you want to go to, and there'll be a little button you can click for booking information. Now for today's podcast.
The Live and Create podcast.
The track is awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
And I love the lyrics too, especially just following you, online, knowing you for now. I mean, shit, is it been like 8 years, something like that?
It's been a while, yeah.
Since we first shared the stage. And I love just to hear your perspective, of where you're at. And, as someone like me, older, writing and being with bands, sometimes they're talking about like going out every single night and partying and breaking up with people. It's like sometimes, like if I wrote that song, it wouldn't feel as authentic. And so it's like,
right.
how do we share our own authenticity here, yet make it applicable?
Right.
And I think you did an incredible job of that.
Thank you.
In that
song
means
a lot
as well, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm trying to do my best to try and be real.
And so it sounds like, man, you're on a journey. I think if I understand it correctly, you've kind of stepped away from the publishing deal. Is that correct? Are you still doing that as well as artist career? What's that look like?
No, I left Big Yellow Dog Music in 2023, end of 2023, and I've been independent since then. I've kind of just been trying to find my identity again with the songwriting and where I want my artistry to really go. The past year, I've been writing and recording just everything that I write and seeing what happens. And I've fallen back to my, for lack of a better term, or no pun intended, my roots. I've come back to my roots where it's feels folky and it feels very acoustic driven, and that's really exciting for me.
Well, and it was interesting when I was listening to, it's Gardner or the Gardner? I should have taken better notes.
No, the Gardner, yeah.
The Gardner. And then your one that turns me on, she turns me on like a radio.
Yeah.
Came on right. It just kept playing. And
it kind of works. It kind of works going from one to the other. That happened to me this morning. It kind of worked. I was like, all right.
And it did, but there was this like, especially your voice. I think the voice like just glues them together. But then, I was like, oh, yeah, this does remind me. I could tell the contrast where the Gardner was reminiscent of when we first met you and some of those things you were doing, which all of it's been really cool. But dude, I'm curious though, because a lot of people, right? If they get signed, they get like some publishing deal, they want to just keep riding that baby out, would be my guess. And so I'm curious, what was it for you that made you take that step out back to being an independent artist?
So I got signed in 2015, 2016. I think I like was working with them in 2015, and then 2016, I signed with them, and they signed me to their label as well. So I was writing, I was writing songs and releasing music and touring, as an artist to, try and become their next, they're really good at artist development at Big Yellow Dog. Their success stories are Maren Morris.
They got a few.
Megan Trainor, yeah, and so I was the hope was that I was going to be writing music that would get me on pop radio and do that. And we had some marginal success. We released a couple of EPs. Number of songs were on Sirius XM. One song made it to the Billboard charts for a few weeks, which was exciting, but was never able to break through. Was never able to break through into what you need to have a sustained career on pop music.
Right.
So and then COVID happened. So it was kind of like this ride. It was riding this wave, and then COVID hit, and the music got pulled from the radio, and I stopped touring, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was kind of like, oh, what do we do? Where are we? Kind of like floating in this nowhere land. I mean, COVID was weird for everyone, but
right.
But as far as my deal, I was in this nowhere land where I can't tour, I can't release music really that is new and fresh or whatever. We switched gears from that to TV and film and sync. So I was writing for the last, from 2021 to 23,
mm-hmm.
I was writing strictly for, TV shows and commercials and movies and trailers and stuff. And my releases as an artist, as Keelan Donovan, was based off whether or not I got a sync placement. If a song landed on a TV show or a movie or something, then let's put it out and release it.
Right. They're like, it's got some traction behind it because people will be Shazamming it on Netflix when they're like, who the fuck is that? And now it makes sense for them.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where my career kind of went right after COVID. And we had a lot of success in the sync world for a couple of years. And it was really fun to see, my songs get interpreted differently on screen, with the story, a backstory behind the song. I wrote it for a completely different reason, but it was really cool to see, whatever it was, promo for HBO or something.
Right.
I forgot what the question was. What was the question?
What ultimately had you step out from Big Yellow Dog to go back to being independent?
And then
you were kind of showing the journey.
Yeah, I think for a number of different reasons, it started to run dry. The placements, the sync placements. I don't think that I was as passionate about writing that. I don't know. I kind of drove myself crazy with writing every day and recording every day and not landing something. And I was just like, what am I doing? This is just a lot. I have so much more to say. And so we had a conversation, and I think it was a mutual agreement that it was like, I think that it's time. 8 years is a long time to be signed to anywhere. And that's how long I was at Big Yellow Dog. And I mean, I'm so grateful for my time there and for everyone I worked with there. And I'm still really close to a lot of them. And, I'm releasing music now that I wrote when I was with Big Yellow Dogs. It was a right decision for everyone involved. And I'm really thankful for my time there.
Now, when you first stepped out, said, I'm getting back into like going all in on the artist thing.
Mm.
What did that feel like? Did it feel like a relief? Did it feel like, oh God, what's going to happen? Like, what was that like?
It was a little bit of everything. It was me being like, what did I just do? And my wife being like, my wife being like, this is good. This is what you should be doing.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man.
Which was really, really good to hear from kind of what this song is about. The Gardener is about. It's about just her being my backbone through all of this, and people like that have to deal with us. It takes a special person to be with an artist or a creative.
Yeah, I get like last night I popped over into the room. I just heard back from an agent, and we've been working to get back on the road.
Nice.
And we just got our first like anchor date like on the West Coast. which looks like it might turn into a 10-day tour. It's not official
Amazing.
yet,
That's awesome.
but yeah. And so I was like pumped.
Yeah.
And so I run in there. I'm like, hey, guess what? Leaving for 10 days. And she's like, in September when kids have soccer and, like all, I saw her face. She goes, that's awesome. That's really awesome for you.
Wow. That is amazing. That's great.
So when you said like us, it's like, yes, it does take a whole to be a partner to someone in this crazy world, man.
Yes. It's
a hard thing.
It's a lot.
And it's rare, I think, to find that kind of support. That's amazing that she's got your back that way, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's been a journey. She's with you with the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, it's, I don't know, super grateful, eternally grateful for that support.
So in this change, right, like from a work perspective, how did it change your day to day? Because it sounded like before I remember you were telling me, man, which kind of opened my eyes to the writing process, like on a higher level, was this idea of you go in the morning and you write a song, and by the end of the day, like 5 o'clock, it's fully produced and ready to go. And you were kicking that out. It sounded like that was kind of a rhythm for you.
Yeah,
how did things change for you now that you're stepping back independent and focus on the artist side from a day-to-day perspective?
Day to day, I definitely was able to spend more time with my kids, and so, which was great. They go to school 3 days a week, so for Tuesday and Thursday, and then the weekends I was with them, and that was really awesome and honestly motivating to write songs about what's important and to me, rather than thinking about, I'm in this machine, I'm writing every day. How can I, how do I please these other people? How do I please these people who are wanting this? Whereas now I'm writing music, and right when I got out, I'm writing music because that's what I want to do. This is what I want to write about. I don't have anyone to tell me no. And there was a really big amount of freedom from leaving that. But day to day, I would write with artists and songwriters that I still, really love working with. I just kind of picked a handful and have stuck with them for the past few years, or I guess year and a half, where we'll get on Zoom, or I'll be in Nashville and I'll hit them up and be like, hey, I'm coming to town. I got these dates, and I really haven't done the grind of reaching out to other publishers and try and work with their artists and continue to go down the sync road.
Right.
In a long time.
Just kind of found your people, like your crew, and this is who you're moving forward with.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I've been able to integrate myself into the Austin community of playing shows here in town, and I've met a lot of really awesome people and really, really talented people and artists, and it's been I don't know, it's stuff that I just wasn't doing when I was in the studio every day.
Just due to lack of time, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'd be in here all day, and then I wouldn't want to go out. It's like, I don't know,
like my brain's dead.
Yeah.
Man. Like,
why? Yeah.
Gotta go schmooze some people now. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. And then I just started picking up shows. I started picking up, these venues that would, I don't know. Have you ever played wineries? I've played at a couple of wineries in Texas, down south, and they'll
I actually do a lot of wineries. I'm playing two.
Cool.
I'm playing 2 wineries this weekend. So I feel you.
Oh, hell yeah. That's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah. It was last summer I was playing. Yeah. I played a few, and I was just like, this is honestly pretty fun. Like I'm picking up that kind of gig and just keeping the wheels moving,
That's awesome, man. That's really cool. Are you looking to get back on the road heavy, or I don't know, what's the plans when it comes to that for you? Is it practical?
Yeah, I'm in. That's the goal.
Baby.
Yeah, that's the goal. It's difficult for agents to really do anything if you're not releasing music or don't have things that they can pitch, because I'm going up against a kid who's gone viral on TikTok 18 times in the past week, and I'm, I now that I'm starting to get into that, get some momentum behind me with releasing music. The plan is to release music periodically over the next few months, and leading to a full-length album and just try and get that momentum back that I haven't felt since 2018, 2019 maybe. And that will allow the agents to be able to pitch me easier, I think. So
Right.
that's the goal, at least.
Nice, man.
So yeah, the goal is to get back out there and play as many shows to as many people as possible.
Hell yeah. We'll have to talk. We're looking at doing a show here in Kansas City
Cool.
in the summer for another we're shooting for 4 EPs this summer or this year. It may end up being 3. I don't know. We're going to see
Yeah.
how it goes, but that's midsummer is an EP release show that we're working on putting together. We'll have to, that'd be pretty cool. If it coincides with some
That'd
other things you're doing,
Be amazing. I'm in.
it'd be awesome to share a stage again.
Yeah, that would be great.
Dude, it's interesting. You say 2019 to like now, right? 2025. You
It's
said
a
you're up
long
against
time.
right.
It's crazy. But it
But
feels
not,
like
not a lot of time at all either. Like you blink your
Yeah.
eye and you're like, but then so much life happens, right?
Yeah.
And then the world, so our band, we ended, right? And the backbone of what we did was social media. I felt like back then we were killing it.
Yeah.
And then when we came back online, I was like, what the hell? Everything just like, this is
It's
like, we're
different.
just trying to figure it out now. It's completely different.
It's a really, really strange place now. It's
I'm
the
curious,
Wild West. It's the Wild West.
Yes.
Sorry. You're curious what?
No, that's great. You're actually going right where I was trying to go. It's like, what are the things that you're noticing, being out and coming back in that's
Yeah.
different?
Yeah, I feel, man, it's so much. It's such a big answer. I feel like it's the Wild West. Like first and foremost, I feel like TikTok is just like people are stealing songs and stealing bits and stealing jokes and like they're not stealing. It's like it's more like, oh, you did this so good, I'm gonna mimic it in my own version.
Right.
I'm gonna use your audio. I'm gonna or stitch it. I'm gonna do the same thing that you just did or whatever that worked and made you go viral. Now I'm gonna do it too. And I feel like I don't know. I see it a ton with like comedy, with like jokes, with bits and stuff. It's people do the same joke that already went viral. So in that aspect, I feel like it's it's the Wild West. It's like there are no rules. You can do whatever you
Right.
want, and I think what people are most attracted to is just the raw, like real stuff. That's what kids are attracted to right now, is not the like fully produced beautiful images. I feel like, I don't know, you look at
Yeah, and I've seen that more and more. Like I'm not sure if you're familiar with Cassie Joy. She was like a voice, like went high up on voice. She tours a ton. She's a phenomenal writer, great performer, and she was telling me, she's like, I'm trying to figure out this whole like TikTok thing. She's like, it doesn't make sense. We spent so much money, 8 days of filming on this one video,
Stinks.
and she's like, it got nothing. She's like, then we came home. She was out in Nashville. She's like, we came home. We were drinking at like 2 a.m. and did some dumbass song on a couch with like low grade video. And that was her first viral video. And
Amazing.
she's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like what?
I think that's what people are like drawn to right now, is like anyone can be awesome now. Anyone can sound great with the technology. Anyone can look beautiful with, whatever, a filter.
Right.
And
You get a filter. If you need to sing, you got Melodyne. You got
Right.
can you do it?
Anyone,
raw?
everyone is amazing. Everyone's great. But can you do it just by yourself? And can you still make that attractive,
This sounds like a good song, actually. Like everyone's
What?
amazing. Like
Everyone's
that tag,
everyone.
like everyone's amazing, but it's actually about how it's like, it's all a veneer, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, that is good. I like that. That's good.
Throw it out there. And it hits on something too when I think about like AI and writing music, all these kind of things, and like the perfection that you're talking about,
Crazy.
where like Run With It, we have our original stuff, then we have our party band thing, which it's like crazy tracked out, like all like it's just like this product, right?
Yeah.
That we do. But what I'm starting to notice, like people they are wanting real, even in the live context.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the future of music is going to be back to like the house show kind of perspective, like people wanting that very intimate, like thing. Like I played a private show. I got hired for someone's private show in their house solo. And I'm doing covers. And at the end of the night, they like got a big bottle of whiskey and we sat around in their living room.
Amazing.
And they just started asking for my original songs. They're like, you write originals, right? And then next thing you know, we ended the night. My wife had to pick me up, but it was a great night. But it was this beautiful moment that, you know, I saw some of them afterwards and like, man, that was awesome. And it was so unique.
Yeah.
And I think like watching you perform, you have this gift of connecting like in the audience.
Thanks.
This gift of like telling stories, make people laugh, like fucking around with the audience, like getting them into it. And I think in some ways that's a unique thing that artists, you can look great on TikTok, but can you be in someone's house and play for 50 people in a living room and connect with them like that?
Right.
It does seem like people are hungry for that. And then how do you bring that out on social media as well?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm riffing on things. You got my brain stirring.
No, there's a lot of artists that have gone viral on social media and then getting comfy.
No, it's great. Do it. It's all good. I love it.
You know, here's the thing about TikTok.
Hey, last time we solved the problems of the world. This time we'll solve the problems of the internet.
Yeah,
so
right.
That'll be great.
I just did that. I put my feet up on my desk because I'm comfortable with you. I just like
do it, dude.
I would
it's
never
all
do that. That's hilarious that I just did that. Yeah. What was I saying? TikTok.
We're talking TikTok. We're talking authenticity, connecting.
Yeah,
you could go viral, but
there are artists that you know go viral and then they have millions of followers all of a sudden, and then they're signed to a label, and then they have to go on the road and they play a show, and it's not up to par. It's not up to what their TikTok says. Or the same.
Yeah, they don't get 130 takes at their live set. You know, it's like, you got to do this right now, bro.
Yeah. Another issue I find is that like people are coming out to the show to hear that one 30-second moment of that song, one song, you know, and then the rest of the show, they can be what is this? This isn't good. This is not what I expected, you know? So it's
like when I saw Fountains of Wayne. And they played Stacy's mom, and everyone was rocking with it. And then the rest of it, we were all like, that's not right. It's not right.
Man, that's amazing. Yeah, it's weird. TikTok has been like the greatest and worst thing, I feel like, for music. It's like the greatest in the sense that anyone at any moment, their life can change. At any second, your life can be different, you know?
It is so true. And we've seen it. It actually happen. Yeah. But then you're playing the lottery.
That's all it is. It's gambling. You're gambling on every post. It's really strange. And that's not why any of us got into music, is to go viral or like just post to go viral. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. It's really strange.
Well, it seems like the people who end up doing the best are the folks who have been, you know, for example, Jelly Roll is a great example of an artist that was at it for years and years and years, and it kind of helped him break. Yeah. But like, I was talking to people who they're like, hey, we brought him into, it was like a 200 cap room like years ago. And we remember him like from then. Yeah. And so he had been doing the work of, you know, connecting with fans and building something to where when it finally popped is ready. But yeah, I've seen that. There was actually a duo that we saw when we were on tour once. We were sitting in the back with their manager, and she was like, okay, so they haven't performed a lot, but they're really hot online.
That's wild. That's crazy.
It was
good.
Rough. They were not good. Dang. And their online stuff was amazing. But what's cool though, is they stuck with it and they started touring and touring and touring. They literally are now touring the world, like selling out places. Like they figured it.
Amazing.
They finally did.
Awesome.
But and I don't know if everyone has the same work ethic as them. I think they recognize like, oh shit, we got some work to do on the live thing. But yeah, they really did figure it out, man.
You froze.
We're in
there for a second.
Okay. Is it back?
I didn't hear it. Yeah, back, but I didn't hear the last 5 seconds or so.
Basically just saying that duo did. I think some people just kind of give up. They actually stuck with it, figured out the live piece as well. Because you can see their live clips. They share live clips now. And I'm like, oh yeah, they're awesome. Yeah. You know, like it finally caught up to what they were doing in the videos.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's great.
Yeah. The biggest thing we've been talking about is it's weird. The idea of authenticity but then having to think about how you're going to be authentic is a strange thought to me. I don't even know if that thought makes sense, but it's like, I had a guest on recently who was on like American Idol or whatever. And he was saying it was so weird for him to learn how to be himself in front of the camera.
Yeah, it's
weird.
weird.
And he's like, but that seems strange. Like, why do we have to learn how to be ourselves?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, but yeah, as a band, we've been talking through trying to distill what are the things that we do uniquely, and then we can just drive that home online instead of trying to chase the trends and chase the whatever thing,
Never chase.
Every time
I've learned that, like, it's just like, don't chase a trend. Like, there's no reason to. It's like, I don't know.
Right. And when you see it, it's like once a dentist office starts doing the trend, you're like, that trend's dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
If my dentist is doing this, like, we need to stop.
Yeah.
Like, what do we do?
Oh, you mean like the trending, like whatever.
Yeah, like any of those.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you meant like with musically, like, or whatever. No.
Well, yes, I think that too, musically.
Right.
I think it applies across the board.
Yeah.
In general, like if you want to have a career in this world, you got to find your authentic thing, or else you might as well be a cover band at that point.
Yeah.
And not knocking cover bands, because I also do that for a living too. So,
right.
But this is a whole different animal.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I don't know.
On when you're, stepping out into this, thinking of getting back on the road, making all these changes, but also now you're 2 kids, right? I think last time you were on.
Really? I only have one?
I think so.
Nice. Yeah, we got 2 little boys now.
But 2 little boys doing the crazy boy life, man.
Man, it's insane. You have all boys too, right?
Yep, 4. Yeah, it's the frat house.
It's insanity. It's like they just want to like wrestle, like I don't know, break stuff.
Always,
it's crazy.
Oh yeah, I remember when Run With It was really going. We had 2 Great Danes at the same time, and the 4 boys at home, and I would leave like a week and a half or 2 weeks at a time. It's like everything was broke in my house, man.
Man, that's wild. That's amazing. Yeah.
What are some tools that you use? What are there disciplines that you have to make sure that you're still keeping your family, being a husband, being a dad, in the forefront for you?
I've learned that I got to get up early before everyone else is awake to take care of my junk. And then working late, like I'm just burning burning the candle and what is it? Burning the wick. Both ends, yeah. Is that what it's called? I don't know that saying.
I think that's right.
But that's saying
candle on both sides,
here.
both ends.
You're frozen. I can't
it froze
tell.
up if you're there.
Gosh, is it my Wi-Fi? You keep freezing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It might be mine. I don't know. We'll get through it. To the listener, we're sorry.
Yeah,
we apologize.
Sorry. I've been getting up early and getting my stuff taken care of that I want to get done, and then making sure I'm really nice to my wife. So when I go to Nashville and tour, get back on the road, like she's like, he did this for me. This is good. We have a good we have a good workflow right now where we're, I don't know, she's accepting of my time and I'm accepting of understanding that I got to do this stuff outside the family hours. Yeah.
No, I love that though. The intentionality of it, sometimes I've talked to folks who are like, I don't have the time for this or time for that. And it's like, and sometimes that is just straight up legitimate. Like there's only so many hours, but often if we're intentional, we can carve certain things out to make sure there is time.
It's difficult. Pieces. It's difficult to make sense of something if you're not immediately like making money or benefiting immediately from it, to make sense of waking up and doing something that is just either to further your career or to, better yourself as a human. Like it's hard to make sense of that if you're not, making money, but it's super important. I find it for, being a dad and a good husband, and it's taking care of my bullshit before I take all that to the family.
Absolutely, man. When you say make sense, are there certain things? Well, I wonder if this, so like right now I'm learning production and mixing, and I don't directly make money from that. It's more for some long-term goals I have.
Right.
And I've literally spent like 3 straight months of like hours upon hours.
Yeah.
And there's days where I'm like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
Like why, like there's no direct return. Is that kind of the same
Yes,
function?
that's exactly what I'm saying. I feel like the outsider looking in, like I get that. Like, yeah, that makes total sense. That's a really great use of your time. But the outsider looking in, you're like, really? He's spending money to learn something. He's buying more equipment to, I don't know, like and he's using all of his time to do this for what? Is he getting paid? Is he
right?
There's the outsider looking in. I feel like can, I don't know, question it, but I think it's crucial to
absolutely. How do you? Well, first question is, do you deal with like self-doubt and some of those things? And if you do, how do you deal with that?
Do I deal with self-doubt? No,
right. And
never. I'm perfect.
Okay.
Okay. No, dude.
I love your face. Love this.
Dude, no.
For those listening, you're missing out. It's just some funny faces.
Yes. Do I? And what was your question? Do I deal with self-doubt and what?
Like in that, for that, again, just kind of bringing it as an example. Like for me, there's days where I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? I shouldn't be doing this. I should go book another gig instead of doing this right now. But I know long term it's better.
Yeah.
That self-doubt, just saying quit, but I keep going forward. Like what drives you, I guess, to still move forward?
I just see the long run. I have a vision board up there, and it's like, I know the goals that I want to achieve, that it's not going to get done if I don't do this. If I don't learn how to edit a video, or if I don't learn, just stuff. I know that it's motivation. It's just like you have to find it within yourself just to do it. And like once you're done, you're gonna feel better. It's gonna be like it's another check off the list. It's instant dopamine to your brain of just like, I did that. I don't know. I find gratification in doing it like that as well, or getting things done like that as well.
That makes sense. It makes me think. Alex Hermosi is a business writer I pay attention to a lot, and he talks about, it's like, have you ever regretted when you pushed through and actually did the thing?
No. You don't. You don't. No, you just, and then you have this like other tool that is so, I don't know, it's vital right now. Like learning how to produce and stuff. Like that's so awesome, dude. I think it's great that you're doing that.
Thank you, man. Well, and it's, so I have some very selfish questions for a second, because you had mentioned that you were in the sync world. And so the band, one reason that I'm learning those things is the band is entering in, and I am personally on my own solo side into like sync licensing and that kind of stuff. Prepping for our first.
I was going to make a pun about, sinks like Kohler or Delta, like Home Depot sinks in the kitchen.
Oh my God.
Sorry. That was going through my brain as you started this conversation. I was like,
gotcha.
I'm going to make a sink joke.
I see where you're going.
Make a bathroom
joke. Are you
joke.
remodeling your home currently? Is that why are you spending a lot of time at Home Depot?
No, stupid.
Because that's what's funny. In college, when I was single and I had a few friends who got married, I swear to God, all they ever did was go to Home Depot.
Yeah.
Like every time. Yeah. And I just thought in my mind, when you get married, you just go to Home Depot.
You do,
all the time.
Kinda. I mean, I spend a lot more time now than I did at Home Depot.
It is part of it. It's part of it. I think I knew people by their first names at some point. We were selling our house a few years ago, and we were remodeling it after the Great Danes, and the 4 boys, bashing it all to hell. And I swear to God, I had like people by first name because I was in there every day.
It's amazing.
But
it's awesome.
But we're going into that direction as a piece of the puzzle. It's not like necessarily from the band perspective. It's not the whole, but it's a piece. So that's one reason trying to learn production in-house to move the amount of volume that we're wanting to do and try to keep the same quality. Because I love work. Honestly, my favorite thing is going to the studio, having a producer and an engineer, and like I just get to write the songs. That's fucking great, but I can't afford to do that when we're trying to do 10 songs or 30 songs a month, that kind of thing.
Right.
What example or what advice would you give us, since you've already kind of done that route in your own way through Big Yellow Dog? Any advice going into that world?
Going into what world? I'm sorry.
Into like sync, like specifically writing for sync placements.
Man, genuinely, I don't have, as far as like the song and creative side, I could help a ton. I feel like I lived and breathed that for every day for hours, but where
Right.
the song is definitely a formula to be writing for that. The song can't be personal. It can't, it can't, for the most part. I shouldn't say that it can't be personal, but you can't be like, I woke up, the chorus can't be like, I woke up and had eggs for breakfast, whatever. It can't be.
Because there might be a lunch scene they want to put it in kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, it could be, it has to be more of like, this is amazing. Like, I'm so glad I woke up today. This is amazing. That makes a good sync song rather than like a story or it's very difficult to get romantic songs placed in anything.
Interesting. Okay.
Unless scene or is calling for it, but
right,
but as far as pitching, and I really don't know much about the business side of it, because I was
honestly, even the writing piece that you're talking about, I think that's incredibly helpful. Are there any warnings as a creative going into that? Like what kind of like be cautious of this from a creative perspective?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that there's any. Be cautious of. Don't get discouraged if like you don't land stuff. I didn't land stuff for years, and that's what took the biggest toll on me, was that, like, I don't know, but I don't think that there's anything, any warnings that there's no shady people that I came across in the sync TV film world. I'll come back to me on that one.
We'll circle back at the end.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
But that is an interesting thought, even from the artist side, though, too. Just not to be discouraged in that. Because it seems like sometimes things just get so dark where it's like nothing's happening.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like that little glimmer, like a little scratch.
That's it.
Someone finally returns your phone call, or an agent calls and said, I finally got you this gig, or that kind of thing. Yeah. That's, I think, even in general, that's just a great reminder. I love that.
To not get discouraged. I don't know. I wish I had something more for you to answer that question, but yeah, there's no one that you have to answer to but yourself, and your family. As long as that's how it should be, is like the songs that you're writing, it should just be like, this is good enough for me, and it's good enough for me to want to show it to you. That's how I'm looking at it right now, is that I love this so much, this thing that I made. I want to show you, I want to show everyone that I know this thing, and if it's good, and if you like it, chances are someone else is going to like it, and chances are a TV show or a movie or commercial is going to like it as well.
I think as a creative, that is a cool place to start. I've noticed a tendency for me in certain seasons to try to want to put things out just to get other people to prove it. Like if they say it's good, I'll feel okay with it.
That's poison for your brain. I feel like it's just
right.
Yeah.
Because I put some stuff out. I'm in this like community thing with like producers where I'm getting feedback on mixes and all this stuff. And it's hilarious sometimes because they're all accomplished people. And they'll give me completely contradictory advice. On like, do this, no, do that. Like vocals popping, vocals buried. And it's like, it all like comes back to zero on some level until I can listen to it and say, no, that's right.
Man, you're so talented and you're so good at what you do. Just, you can take advice, but take it all with a grain of salt and have a full understanding that I get the last say. I don't know. It's your art. And if people don't like it, fuck them. It's like, I don't know.
That's the clip right there.
I don't know.
That's the clip. If people don't like it, fuck them.
I'm serious. It's just like,
no, I think it's smart.
It's at this point, it's, what do we care? What do you like? It's like, we're old enough now. It's just like, I don't know.
It's like, I got kids, a wife.
Yeah.
What the fuck do I care?
Like, what am I worried about this college kid, whether or not he likes my music? It's like, no.
You don't like anything except B-sides of like Elvis Costello shit right now. So, because you're whatever.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's just, and if you go in with it, I find that if you have that attitude and that subconscious thought, that it works more often than not. That they see it, they see your confidence, and the listener can hear it, and they can hear the authenticity behind it. It makes you more authentic than that. It shows that you're not thinking about, well, this is really hot right now. I'm going to do that. This is, I don't know, standing out.
That's really cool.
Helps you stand out.
I like that a lot, man. I think it's a great reminder for any artist who's wanting to go out there, not to let that hold them back.
Yeah.
With other artists, I've noticed that I get feedback sometimes from other younger artists getting started, listening to the podcast. If let's say an artist just getting started, they're wanting to go the route, kind of like you spent 3 years just touring with your car and your guitar.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so let's say they're like entering in that season that you were in, where you just stirring shit up and making shit happen. What advice would you give them?
Oh my gosh. What advice would I give that artist? Feel like, oh my gosh. Just be yourself. No, that's so lame. Be yourself. But, I have technical advice of okay, this is how you can go about this and make a living doing this. That's kind of the advice of where I would start. But as far as an emotional standpoint, it's going to suck. You're going to be alone a lot. You're going to miss people that you love. You're going to be sleeping on a lot of couches and not making a lot of money. And it's going to be really scary. And I don't know, what advice would I give that people?
Let's say you get to travel back in time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're that first year, you're sitting in your car, you're driving the 8 hour, because you're in the Midwest now, it's 8 hours to the next show.
Yeah.
And you get to sit down in the passenger seat next to your past self. And you get to lean over and tell him one sentence.
Man.
What would you tell him?
What sentence?
Or whatever. Fuck my idea. Whatever you want to tell him.
Buy Bitcoin.
Buy Bitcoin. That's a great one, man. You're you can write all the songs you want and do whatever the fuck you want after that, man.
Just buy one of them. No, I don't know. What would I say? What would I lean over and say? I think that I would say there's going to be a lot of people that try and take your hand and lead them in their direction, but you need to stay on your course, your path, and you might not know what that is yet, and that's fine. You can take his hand or her hand and follow it for a little while. But if things start to be it starts to not feel right, then go back to your course, go back to what you were doing and stay on that course until you find your voice and you find what you want to say and how you want to say it and how you want to sound, how you want to dress. I don't know. I think that is how people become successful in this industry. I feel like I just keep saying the same shit.
That's good shit though.
I don't know.
That idea of them wanting to take your hand and lead it in their own direction. That's real, man.
It's scary. It's scary. It's it's not their, your life is not their, you know what I mean? It's none of their business. It's they, a lot of people are genuine, but they're in it for themselves as well. They have their own agenda, and I'm not saying that don't trust anyone, but be cautious, I guess. I don't know. Trust your gut more than anything else.
That's awesome, man.
It's so much easier said than done. I can't tell you how many times
the day in and day out. Right.
I can't tell you how many times I have taken the wrong advice, or I've walked too far with the hand that I'm holding. I wish I don't have any regrets, but because good things and bad things did come from those experiences. But I do think that had I stayed true to myself and who I am and said, no. This is not the version of me that I want the world to see. I think that I could have had more success or could have, I don't know, could have achieved different things quicker. I don't know. I have no idea though. Who knows?
Right. That's the hard part.
No sense in wasting time thinking about it though. It's I don't know.
That's a good point too. Just not having regrets of
no.
It's that path. I got a good long list of mistakes I've made.
Right.
And there's times where I feel like I did regret them. But now looking back, it's okay, those things led me here. And seeing where even the lessons learned from a hard or shitty situation is now benefiting other people around me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now,
right.
And that's a huge lesson too. I got 3 more things. I know you probably got a lot to do.
I will stay here all day with you.
Okay. You'll kick back and
I will. I'm going to put my feet up again. and hang.
Too bad we're not in person. We'll just crack open a bottle of whiskey and go for it.
That sounds amazing.
But it does sound really
We'll
good.
do that in the summertime EP release.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Be fun.
So I've quoted you. There's a handful of episodes I quote a lot, and I've quoted yours a lot.
Whoa.
You said something, it may not be a direct quote, but you basically said you were dumb enough to believe it could actually happen.
Yeah.
And somehow it actually happened.
Yeah.
And I always go back to that. And go ahead. Sorry.
No, I don't have any. I wanted you to finish.
Well, I've coined it almost like the power of delusion.
Mm-hmm.
I was out having drinks with a friend of mine who was in Afghanistan, and he was saying his drill sergeant or their sergeant, whoever it was, would ask him, "How you feeling today, soldier?" He said 10 feet tall and bulletproof. And so we were talking about this concept of sharing what you mentioned, where he's like, those are the only people who made it. It wasn't true necessarily, but you had to believe that,
right,
to get through that shit. And it's like, to get through this industry, it's like you almost need to have that. Like, I'm dumb enough to think this might actually work. Is there an element of grabbing hold of that concept again, stepping out to be independent? Or has that always just been there for you as you move forward?
Yeah, 100%. I kind of just shake doubts out of my head at this point, because I think I became a little jaded in being in the industry and seeing successes and failures come and go, and I think that it's so important to be dumb. I think it's crucial to be There's
so many clips in this one. It's so important to be dumb. That's it. 6 seconds.
I think it's crucial to be just blissfully unaware or ignorant. I think, or it's not ignorant. Yeah, ignorant of I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what that life is like. I don't know what any of my goals, what that life is like. The stuff on my vision board, I don't know. And I think that's dumb. I'm dumb. But I think I want that. I think I want those goals, and I'm going to do it. I don't care who tells me I can't. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go do everything that I can. I'm going to wake up early and stay up late, get all this shit done so I can get that, or do my best to get it,
Right.
It's all those emotions have flooded right back in. But now I'm smarter now, and I am a little,
some of the pitfalls at this point.
Yeah.
Like, read the contract thoroughly, or those kind of things.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Sunset clause. What the fuck's that?
Yeah, man. Anyway, I forget where I was going. What was I even saying about?
Well, it's just that concept of being dumb enough to think it can actually happen.
Think it can actually happen.
And writing those things.
Yeah, I still am in that headspace. And I think that anyone, I don't think that should ever go away. I feel like you're always looking to get the next thing, you're always looking to improve yourself, and you have to be just blindly dumb to make amazing things happen.
Turn it off and go.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, you've mentioned you in, I think, quite a few podcasts because of that comment.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Thank you.
It's huge.
There's got to be some like animal or some like, like we can make some analogy for this. Like, what would it be? It's like the sea turtles coming out of the sand, like they're like, the ocean's right there. I gotta go. But
they
like,
just gotta get past that highway.
Yeah. And they're dumb. It's like, no, just
really dumb.
Like, what? I don't know.
I just go into the ocean.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's kind of funny. We have a song that we start tracking drums Monday. We have 8 demos right now.
Sweet.
It's called Whole Damn Ocean, or The Whole Damn Ocean.
Awesome.
And the song is about this like visceral thing that's pulling you in, and you cannot explain it, but you have to go. And that concept, because there's times where, like, I think you spoke to it a lot. Like, you have this gut feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe not, like you said, you don't even know what the future may look like.
No.
You just know, like, if I go this direction, in a way, I almost wonder if it's like for the universe or whatever people, think, I almost wonder if it's just part of us becoming like, I have a sense that if I don't go in the direction I'm going, I'm not going to become the person I'm supposed to be. And I feel like that might be the artist like inclination. You have that gut feeling, move forward.
Yes.
Because it's going to shape you.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. I feel the exact same way. I think that you're spot on with that. So what is the song about? You said
the whole damn ocean. It's like this, like you're stuck in a storm, but you feel this like visceral, it's like a very visceral feeling that you're following.
I love that.
To whatever it is. It's fairly general, but it's one of those, it's out of all of them, like you probably know it, where you write, sometimes you're crafting a song for weeks, but we have one that we've been working on for like a year and finally happy with it, where that was one on a piano. It just came out. We didn't even know what it meant. And we just like started demoing it out. We're like, shit, I still barely know what it means.
That's
but it
amazing.
Is
that's
that
awesome.
Visceral, like, drawing to you. So,
yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome.
Thanks, man.
Cool.
The last two questions, man.
Okay.
We'll revisit these questions. It'll be interesting to go back and listen to your answers.
I don't know
from the last one. But yeah, so now you get a new chance at it.
Okay.
Whole lot more experience.
You sucked
Another
the last
kid.
time, but
maybe you can make it better this time. So
no.
Right now, how would you define living a great life?
Man, I know my answer for last time. I don't know if it's changed either. How would I define living a great life? Yeah, I know what I said last time. It was having a joy that outlives me. Having. I think that's the answer. That's the correct answer. It's what everyone should say. Is that answer? Just kidding. How? Yeah, I think that having joy that outlives me, and it lives on with my kids, and that's how they remember me, and not by any of my accomplishments or songs or how cool I was. It's what people felt when I walked into a room or when I entered a conversation. I want nothing but them to feel welcome, and I think that's how I live a great life, is pleasing others, which can be a downfall, I'm sure, but I don't know. Having a joy that outlives me. So that's my answer. If that's lame, I'm sorry. That's the same answer.
Not lame. That's great, man. That's awesome. Well, last question.
Okay. How
would you define creating great things?
Great things. How do you create great things? And I just keep thinking of my kids. Every single, like, both those questions, I was like, I don't know. How would I define creating great things? Gosh, I didn't know I was going to be quizzed.
That's what I do.
How would I define creating great things? Being true to yourself, and if it's great to you, it's great. It is great. Someone else has walked in shoes like yours before. They're the same size. They're different shoes, but I don't know. I feel like no matter what you make, if you love it, someone else will love it too. There's too many people in the world and too many souls in the history of the world to not have those same feelings, those same emotions, and we're all living the same time, the same world, same country in sometimes aspects, but creating great things is believing in your creation, in your innate ability, and sharing that with
It's awesome, man. It works.
Right.
That works. It's good.
Nice. You can cut my face at the end. You can cut it.
Just where you stare at the camera. And then, is that the one?
It's like catching bullshit words as they come out of my mouth. Like, no, get back in there.
Well, it's funny when, we talked earlier about the technology and TikTok and all that.
Yeah.
Daniel and I were debating like content strategies one day, our drummer, D. Cole. And he came, I will. And he came in, he's like, we got to do it like this because this is what's popping on TikTok, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's funny because my feed is literally completely different than yours. He's like,
yeah.
Really? And
crazy.
And like we started looking through it and it's like ours were polar opposite.
Yeah.
And in a way, it was actually kind of inspiring because I'm like,
yes,
kind of like you said, if you think it's cool and you really like it,
yes,
and you're doing the best and you're consistent, you're going to find your people.
Yeah. 100%.
They're out there. You can finally access them if they're in Bangladesh. Like
crazy.
You can find them now. And it's just, So not getting wrapped up in all that, but that's great, man. Well, dude, let people know how they can hear all your upcoming releases, hear the stuff you got out right now, and then how they can message you and hire you to come out and play some shows.
Yeah. My name's Keelan Donovan. I live in Austin, Texas, and all my music is wherever you stream music, and you can search my name or go to my Instagram page and find all my creative genius there. You're gonna be blown away. It's amazing. So good.
Awesome.
Man. I have new music coming out. I got a single out now called The Gardener, and then I'm about to release a string of singles over the next few months, and then leading to a full-length album that is in the works right now. Very excited about it all, and we'll see you on the road.
That's awesome, dude.
Come on out.
Well, dude, thanks for making the time.
Man, thank you for having me. I had so much fun. It was so good to see you again.
Thank you for listening to the Live and Create podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure you subscribe and leave a comment or a review.
The Live and Create podcast.